Pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Before we come to order, I would like to
A lot of Glocks out there.
acknowledge the passing of three notable folks in our community. Of course, the first and foremost was Trooper Corey Maynard, West Virginia State Trooper, Sergeant, who was killed on duty in Mingo County. The next is a dear friend of mine and a true public servant, lived in Oak Hill as a former city manager, city councilman, chairman of the board of the West Virginia Municipal League, and it was Tom Oxley, who was a wonderful person. I think most everybody on the dais here knows Tom, knew Tom, recognize him. And then the father-in-law of Captain Mike Peck of our Beckley Fire Department, Tom DiPaolo, passed away. So if we'll keep those folks and their families close.
And Mayor,
Yes.
I'm sorry, can we add Jody's mother? I attended her mother's funeral this past week, and she was a registered nurse here in town.
Wow.
And they gave her some very, very
Oh, Sandy, yeah,
outstanding
sure.
accolades. Yes, so I
Yep.
just wanted to recognize her mother.
That was nice. My wife Barbara worked with Sandy for a number of years. Yeah. So I'm very sorry. Thank you for mentioning that.
Deborah Franchisa. Cookie Franchisa.
Yeah, and Cookie Franchisa, whose late husband, Pete, was a city councilman at one time, who filled in here. And Cookie died rather suddenly, I think, but a delightful lady. So all members of the community that will be truly missed. And again, if we can keep their families in our thoughts and prayers, that would be good. So with that, for June the 13th, 2023, our son's 46th birthday today. So
It's hard to believe.
it is hard to believe. 46, geez. So we'll come to order, and the first order of business will be read and approval of the minutes from the regular council meeting dated May 23rd, 2023.
I move that we,
Accept?
accept the minutes as presented.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve the minutes of the regular council meeting of May 23rd, 2023. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed by a like sign, that motion carries. Next, a reading and approval of the minutes from the workshop dated June 5th, 2023, during which we discussed police officer compensation. If we have would entertain a motion to approve those minutes.
So moved.
Have a motion and a second to approve the minutes of the workshop of June 5th, 2023. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed by a like sign, that motion carries. Number 4 on the agenda, we had planned to have a spokesman regarding broadband service. Justin Watkins, I wonder, I don't think he's here. Okay, so we'll move on. Next, we have a budget revision, which is required this time of year. Mr. Trump?
Yes, sir. We are required by the state auditor's office to account for any discrepancies in our original budget and to make sure we balance all of our revenue with expenditures. So what I presented to council is the budget revision that we will, if they approve, we'll submit it to the state auditor's office. And it shows we've taken some, we underestimate always our revenues to make sure the budget works. And then we take those overage in revenues and then we distribute it among the many departments to make sure that as all the debts are cleared at the end of the fiscal year, they have excess funds. So we'll just submit it. If anyone has any questions, I'll be happy to answer.
It's nice to see the increase there.
Well, that's always good.
Yes.
Any other comments or questions on the required budget revision?
Approve the revision as presented.
Okay, we have a motion. Do we have a second to approve the revision as presented?
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the budget revision as presented. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed by a like sign, that motion carries. Now, next we have a nomination from the Human Rights Commission by Chairperson Danielle Stewart to nominate Tina Pennell to a 3-year term on the HRC. So I would recommend that if there's a motion to do so.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to appoint Tina Pennell to the Human Rights Commission. And all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed by a like sign. Speech, Tina?
I would just like to say thank you first and foremost, but also I will commit to exceed the expectations of the city and the Human Rights Council.
Very good. Thank you. Congratulations. Next, we have the reappointment of Virginia Jefferson to a 5-year term serving on the Beckley Housing Authority. I had the pleasure of serving with Virginia for a number of years. She's very dedicated, and I don't think she ever missed a meeting during my tenure on the Housing Authority. So I would entertain a motion to approve the reappointment of Virginia Jefferson to the Beckley Housing Authority Committee.
So moved.
Second.
A motion and a second to approve Virginia Jefferson to a 5-year term on the Beckley Housing Authority. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed by a like sign. Motion carries. Thank you. Next, this is a tough one. Wow.
I see that.
Gee, Renee.
Thanks, buddy.
Next item on the agenda is reappointment of Councilman Kevin Price to a 3-year term serving on the Emergency Operating Center Committee, the EOC. I would entertain a motion to approve that reappointment.
So
So
moved.
moved. Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
I don't think I heard Mr. Price.
I'll wait till the end of it. I don't think I can vote for myself.
Okay, that's what I was.
Mr. Fowle will spank me.
Okay,
That's right.
very good. So congratulations.
Yeah. Nor would I.
Very good. Thanks, Kevin.
Thank you.
Okay, we're down to old business. Anything under old business from any member of council? I've mentioned the 3 people that, all 3 of whom are near and dear to my heart, and I'm sure the hearts of many of us here. I really don't have anything else. Do we have anything else from any member of council? under old
One
business?
thing I'd asked about getting some packets together on the city manager from other cities that have done it. Are we anywhere near that?
Good question. I know Susan's done some work on the city manager packets, some research. Mr. Fowle has looked into it as well. So we'll continue that. We'll get those
Just
to you.
curious.
Yeah,
I knew we were gathering some information.
sure,
And Mayor, we're gathering information from the municipal league on this also.
right.
Good.
Mayor, I guess it's old business. I misunderstood. I thought we were addressing the workshop we had about the pay increase.
We're going into, I thought we agreed that we were going to executive session.
Yeah. Is that before or after new and old business?
We should do that actually after new business. There'll be no decisions made at that session.
Right.
And then we'll be prepared to just come out and adjourn in the event people don't want to wait.
Thank you.
So we do that before public comments?
Or we can do it, we can have public comments first. I think it should be the last order of the meeting.
Yeah,
Okay.
I agree.
I appreciate it.
Mayor, I have an item on old business.
All right.
I want to thank Pam. And Chief Morgan and Amy Evans and Bill Kelly, Steve Fry, They attended a tour of our grounds at the Solid Waste Authority. We just have a whole lot of things to be proud of there, and Raleigh, Fayette, Summers, Nicholas, and Wyoming counties items come to our landfill. We have high gardens, vegetables, we have a Wooten Park, we have the New River Clean Energy Plan, and anytime anybody wants to see where your garbage comes, feel free to call me. We'll be, and Dave Allard was there. I thank you all. We are really proud of what we're doing there, and so, with that said, call us anytime so you can see what we're doing out there.
Very good. I apologize. I had a funeral on that day that I had to, or I needed to attend, so sorry about the conflict, but I'm glad it was
It
successful.
was very successful.
Mayor, at a previous workshop, we talked about having another workshop for Stifler Drive. And is there any progress or thought about, what we're going to do, or how we can help a little bit more, or the movement of it at all?
That's we provided Stifler Drive residents with a cost analysis from our engineer, Thrasher Engineering. Bill Fowle, do you have an update on?
He stepped out.
He went to go prepare closed session.
He just-
Well, we'll have to, and we do need to follow up.
Are we waiting on stormwater on that, I believe?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, to see if they were gonna.
Help some?
We think it's a stormwater issue, and as was mentioned by the Stifler resident at a recent meeting, that should be the first thing we try to accomplish. And in my mind, without speaking out of my authority, because that is in our MS4 stormwater watershed, we should be able to move ahead with that repair. And if that's the first step toward giving some relief to Stifler Drive and to improving the drainage that consequently improves the ability of the road to stay stable, then in my mind, that's what we'll do. I've had discussions with Jeremiah Johnson, our general manager at the Sanitary Board and Stormwater, and he has agreed to move the Stifler Drive project among the 60 plus that are currently on the docket to be repaired, to move that up. So that's kind of where we are.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I'm
it's
sure the residents are glad to hear they're on the list.
absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. Anything else from any member of council under old business? Anything from any member of council under new business?
Mayor, I have something to say, as
All right.
always. Senate Bill 772 was passed, which provides state funding to cover the cost of tearing down dilapidated structures. And I'm still questioning about Piney Oaks, Unity Hall, they're on Terrace Street. If it's anything we could do about that building. I know a gentleman purchased it, but it is definitely an eyesore.
Well, it is, and that's been kind of a political football over the years. I think Reverend Martin, if I'm not mistaken, was actually given that property by the Board of Education with the understanding that he would create a community center there. Lovely building at the time on a lovely piece of property. As I'm told, Reverend Martin moved out of town and left somebody in charge to take care of the building, and that did not happen. I would defer to Captain Morgan about available funds for the current demolition. We, through our CDBG grants, we attempt to demolish about 20 structures a year. Most of those are residential. But Donnie, without putting you on the spot, do you have any thoughts on that?
No, we have applied for the DEP money that other cities have been obtaining. To my knowledge, we talked to some of the people that's over it at the state, and they have been selective in the first year that they're sending it out, and Of course, we wasn't selected, so I think after a fiscal year, I believe they're gonna do another round, and we'll see if Beckley's added to the list at that time.
And is that the bill that,
I don't know if it's pertaining to this Senate bill or not.
okay,
I think that, that Senate bill targets residential structures and not commercial structures. So it wouldn't apply to Piney Oaks.
Well, when the auditor was here, I asked him,
Yeah.
and he said just to apply, that it would probably apply to Piney Oaks when he was here with
Yeah.
the workshop.
But close reading of the bill, but, you know, I'm not going to argue with the auditor
Okay.
because I'm sending
That's never
my
good.
budget revision.
Because that's
but,
why
yeah,
I received
we-
clarification from him,
Yeah.
and he was saying just to apply, that they probably could use some of the funding for that structure. Okay, thank you.
May I have another item? I'd
I'm
like
sorry,
to,
Sherry, I have one more
okay,
thing, I'm
sorry.
sorry. Always thank you to Beckley Police Department. I give you all a hand clap. For keeping our streets safe. I'm a former federal law enforcement officer at the Bureau of Prisons, but I just thank you all for what you do every day. Thanks to Public Works, I thank you all for what you do. And Code Enforcement, Gina Campbell, man, she's great. Tell her, you know, thank you. And your other staff. That's it. Thank you.
Sherry?
Here we are with municipal government. I want to acknowledge the school government of Woodrow Wilson High School, and I would like to invite them to a council meeting before the year starts, the new school year. To the Woodrow Wilson High School senior class president is Shamad Wynn Thompson. He's a wonderful young man. We've known his grandmother, Ella, was at the YMCA for many years as the choir instructor. And the Woodrow Wilson High School student body president is Camden Johnson, our very own Jeremiah Johnson's son, and I would like to invite them to a council meeting. And to a young woman on the Woodrow Wilson state shot put champion, Miss Staples, and have them come to a council meeting to acknowledge them.
Would you be kind enough to extend an invitation
I
to
would,
them?
if that's okay with
That'd be
everybody.
great.
Okay.
Sure. Thank you.
I'm sorry.
Anything else from any member of council under new business?
Mayor, under new business, normally Tina Pennell is our great champion of all things Juneteenth. I asked her, because I had some other events to plug, if I could have the honor of speaking for her, because we're so thrilled that she's on the Human Rights Commission. I know that she'll be a fantastic steward for that organization, but a lot of folks, Juneteenth is kind of new to some of us because of the federal recognition, but the reason it's so incredibly significant is we're talking about the 19th of June is the celebration of when the Texan Directive came out, liberating enslaved people. Now, granted, that happened at different times in different states, but, come on, February for Black History Month is a terrible, terrible month to try to have cookouts and celebrate anything. So let's have it in a good month. But I'm going to run through some of the events that are taking place on Juneteenth. Feel free to grab my Facebook page because I've reposted all of these. I'm old, I don't tweet. So feel free to go there and get more information. But on the 16th, Leisure Lanes, they will be having an event. Explicitly, the kids are signing up to bowl for free. June 17th, which is a Saturday 9 to 5, Hunter Cemetery prayer 9 to 5 a.m. Connie McKeever, the Freedom Walk across from the Stratton School will be taking place. And June 17th at the Freedom Park from 12 to 5. There'll be t-shirts, vendors are all showing up, they've got food coming. The 29th at the Raleigh Playhouse, I think it's Jack's will be headlining. So, stow it, all those folks that said there's nothing to do in Beckley. But we're really excited about those events. Also on June 19th at the Mount Hope, there will be a Mount Hope event held over at Graney Memorial Park from 4 to 8. And as far as this Friday, I'm really excited this Friday because, again, I have a hard time with all the folks that say there's nothing to do in Beckley. This Friday they're kicking it off with a 6 o'clock event. It's also Pride Month at Vinyl Tracks, which will be at 6 p.m. Those folks are having a panel discussion where they've invited Andrew Schneider, Reverend Susan Cater, And we're going to, and a whole bunch of other folks are going to have a grown-up discussion about why pride's still significant in a world where we are far more inclusive than we've ever been. I'm excited about that, and frankly, I can't really support other organizations and things that have celebrated this before because of their divisive approach. But I'm excited that grown-ups are going to meet and talk about why this is important in a climate that's healthy and conducive. Then later at 7 o'clock, we're going to truck our way over, and Lady D is putting on this exciting evening where the second installment of her video series, Those Who Came Before, are going to be displayed. So this Friday, there's all kinds of things to do in this town. And what'd I say? Well, my post says it's Thursday the 15th, and I misspoke. Thank you so much.
It's okay. I spoke to her too.
Yes, yes, and I apologize. I mean, nobody should get anything wrong about Miss Lady D. She is an act like none other. But you know, we have this perception that Beckley just doesn't have a lot of things going on, and it's just not true. I mean, we really do. So please help support these previously disparaged communities, and I think it's very important this year.
Very good. Thank you, sir. Tina, anything to add?
No, it's not at Freedom Park, but I'm told if I go, we at New River Park. Okay.
It was in a funky script.
It wasn't a real.
It was a real.
Italics.
My apologies.
Okay, good job. Anything else from any member of council under new business? If not, we're down to public comments, and let's see who we have signed up here. Mary West. Mary, you have 3 minutes to express yourself.
I've never tweeted.
Yes, you have.
Can't do it.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I am back again. And hopefully this time you all will give me some help. I am tired of doing the pimp walk up here with this walker trying to get the help. So, we have been down there on the Rue, Earhart, and all those streets. Everybody is still wanting to speed through there. From the city trucks, and excuse me, officers, but some of you guys come through there too fast too. I'm not gonna say everybody. School in session, school buses coming through too fast. Then we have all these cars, it's like a racetrack. And like I said before, if I wanted to live near a racetrack, I'd have got my home out there on Racetrack Road. I am still trying to fight the battle because you have people on scooters riding through there. People trying to walk, children trying to ride their bikes without getting hit. And we're not getting any help down there. And I'm always being told, when you guys come down, there is no speed. Well, if you got police on the side of the car, who's that idiot gonna speed past you? If they're an idiot like that, then you ought to give them the whole book of tickets. But we need help down in that area. And I have brought some people with me tonight that come also as support, and some of them may speak as well. But if you all can give us some help, we would greatly appreciate it. And still help with the cleanup of the community too. Because I keep saying that's the first place anyone see when they come in out of town, out of the state. Hit 64 and come up LaRue Avenue and you see that street. So we need to clean it up as well. And if we can get that help, we would greatly appreciate it. We all are taxpaying citizens and we can't get any help. I don't want to be 99 and a half, because you know that won't do. I got to make it to 100. So please don't let me get hit down on the roof, and don't make it no further than the car hits. And I would appreciate it if you all think about how long I've been fighting this battle. Because last administration with the four-way stop in, because it was about to kill each other down there, and haven't got anything. This administration.
15 seconds.
15 seconds, Mary.
15 seconds?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, well, we can get some cameras down there, or something down there, and put some signs or something that says 15 miles an hour, drop it down. They might do 25 for us.
Thank you very much, each and every one.
Is
Thank
this
you.
the petition, did you want to read, were you going to read?
No, I gave it to you all, so you all can read it, and that will be sufficient. And, I mean, we got a letter that's notarized there as well.
So it's her main point is what they're trying to get the speed limit reduced to the 15. Is that what that? Is that what
Yes, yes.
Okay, that's what you didn't, okay. So it's in here, you didn't state that.
I didn't state it, but, you know, I thought all of us know how to read.
Thank you, Mary. Greg Blackman? Grandview Road, Daniels. So you don't live in the city?
No, sir, I'm not a city resident.
Okay.
But my wife and I do some odd jobs for Miss West and for her neighbor, Miss Burgess. And yes, indeed, people do speed on that street quite a bit. And the opportunity to being run over, as Miss West has stated, is certainly there. So, yeah, I'm not really a fan of speed cameras, but if that's an option, then maybe that needs to be explored. Something that would encourage the drivers to maintain the proper speed before, tragedy occurs. So that's what I had to say. So thank you very much.
Thank you for your time. Frank Williams?
Stand right here. First of all, I really don't have anything to say this time.
Excuse me, Mayor?
Yes.
Oh, can we pick up?
We need a
this?
microphone.
I'm going to pass it this time, but Mr. Fowler, I'd like to speak to you after your next meeting, sir.
I'm sorry?
He's going to speak to Mr. Fowler.
I said I'm going to pass right now, but I'd like to speak to Mr. Fowler after his next meeting.
Okay, sure.
That'd be fine.
Very good. Okay, it appears that let's see, do we have any, let's see, Anthony, do we have anybody signed up to speak?
We did have a few people in attendance tonight.
I'll give my announcement. For public comments, if calling in by phone, dial *3 to raise your hand, which recognizes you to speak for 3 minutes. If connected by computer, click the hand icon on your participants panel, which also recognizes you to speak for 3 minutes. Anthony, does it appear we have anybody to speak?
It doesn't appear anybody raised their hand, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, it appears that an executive session is in order. Mr. Fowle, is that correct?
Yes, sir, that's correct. Mayor, I would ask for a motion to go into the executive session pursuant to West Virginia Code, Chapter 6-9A-4, 2A.
Make a motion that we go into executive session.
Second.
We have a motion and second to enter executive session and to exit our regular session. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye. And Mayor, you might advise the public that no decisions will be made in the executive session.
Yeah.
And when we come out of executive session, the last thing to do on the agenda would be adjournment. So
Right.
anybody's welcome to stay, but there won't be any decisions made in that session.
If you wish to say, you're certainly welcome to do so. As Mr. Fowle said, no decisions will be made and no votes will be taken. So very good. We'll retire to Mr. Trump's office.
I'll get my chair.
Absolutely.
All right, bye-bye.
Better be safe.
Go ahead, see.
I think I can go standing. Oh, excuse me.
We're still in council.
Okay, I'll need, if I may request two motions. One, that we exit executive session.
So
and-
moved.
Second.
Okay. We have a motion and a second to exit executive session, during which no decisions were made, no votes were taken. And now if we have a motion to re-enter regular session.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to re-enter regular session. And with that,
We need to vote on that.
okay, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed by a like sign. Motion carries. Thank you. So we're down to standing adjourned.
Bang, bang.
Thank you.